Hi, it's Lizzie, and this is the first video of the year in my camper. It's camper season, although I will say it is a little chilly today. Today I wanted to share. Okay, sorry, I'll start over. As you probably know if you've been subscribed for a few years, I try to do mostly every year a video where I just talk about what music I've been listening to and give recommendations. That's something I just like to do because I really love music and I love being able to share it with people. I haven't done a video like this in a couple years though, so I'm excited to share again. And Addie right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump on and I have my stuff written down. The first song I would like to share is Pendulum by Fleshgod Apocalypse. Fleshgod Apocalypse is an Italian symphonic metal band that I had the absolute privilege of seeing live as an opener for another band like 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago. It was a really amazing show, really amazing experience. I think Pendulum is an amazing song. It was the first song of theirs that I heard and I automatically loved them. So that's a good song if you are into metal, and even if you're not, you might want to give it a listen and just see, because symphonic metal has a lot of really interesting musical variations. So if you're interested in like music theory, even if you don't like the sound, you might still find it very interesting. Next song, big change here, is Rats by Johanna Rose, who is a gutter jazz singer that I found the video on Instagram and then ended up going to her YouTube channel to listen to the whole song. Amazing song. I don't think it's on Spotify, but I was going to be giving YouTube links anyway, so I'll leave the link to that YouTube video in the comments. I really love this type of jazz. And it's just fun. It's melancholy, but in a way that feels almost playful. And I really like it. And I like more of her songs too, but that's the one I'm going to recommend. After I was listening to that and more of her music, I was like, man, I want to listen to more jazz again. So I went back to an album that was one of my top albums last year, which is the album Hot by Squirrel Nut Zippers. And my favorite song from that, I would say, is Blue Angel. Squirrel Nut Zippers, at least for this album, had a male singer and a female singer. Blue Angel is the female singer, so it reminded me more of the Johanna Rose song. But really good song. Next would be After All by David Bowie. David Bowie has been one of my favorite artists for 9 years. After All is, I think, a really underrated song of his. It's from his album The Man Who Sold the World, which might be my favorite David Bowie album. It was low for a long time, but I think it's The Man Who Sold the World now. That you might recognize the title. It's the title track is The Man Who Sold the World, which was famously covered by Nirvana. But After All is a very good song from that album. It's very ethereal, but in kind of a creepy way. It's really cool. It summons up pictures of goblins and masquerade balls and stuff for me, which is funny because also obviously David Bowie played the Goblin King in Labyrinth, which was one of my favorite movies, and there is a ballroom scene in that movie. Another song is Square Hammer by Ghost. This was the first Ghost song I ever heard years and years ago, and I loved it ever since, but I didn't really get more into Ghost until within the last year, because Ghost is my sister, one of her favorite bands, and we went and we saw them live together last July. Amazing show, and really endeared me to their music again more. Square Hammer is like one of their most popular songs, but it gives me energy, but at the same time it also helps me wind down if I'm too like wired up. Like one example I used was I had been I've been doing the dishes, and it's really hard for me to stand at the stand at the sink and do the dishes for like 15-20 minutes. It shouldn't be that hard, but it is because my body is broken. And I remember I had finally finished all the dishes. I felt so wound up and stressed, but I was relieved that I finished it. So I put on this song and I laid on the couch, and I felt so much better after that. This one is going to be 2 songs by the same artist. I finally, just a couple weeks ago, listened to the album Breach by 21 Pilots. I had not listened to it and didn't plan on listening to it because I had not enjoyed Scaled and Icy or Clancy. I might give them more of a chance now because I really loved Breach. So my favorite songs from Breach are City Walls and Center Mass. Next song is Hey Bulldog by the Beatles, which I think is my favorite Beatles song now. I've had my phases with it, but right now it's really sticking. I find it such a compelling song. I love the musicality of it. Again, it's so playful. It's so much fun. The lyrics hit in a weird way, especially when you are feeling very, like, you're messed up, like you're broken, like you're too mentally ill. It is weirdly comforting to have John Lennon say, "You can talk to me," because I know that there's nothing I could say to him that he could say something back that would make me feel judged. Not because he was a good person, but because he was so awful, in my opinion, that I wouldn't care what he thought. You know? And I think, okay, I'm sure he can understand that. And my last song in this list is one of my favorite songs of all time now. It is Violet by LS Dunes from their album Violet. This song came out at the beginning of last year, and I didn't click with it right away. I listened to it a few times, like, yeah, that's a good song. And then last summer, I started listening to it all the time. I listened to it every day, and I still do now. It's a beautiful song that is it resonates with me very much lyrically, and I think the sound of it is really good. It's one of those things that worms its way into your head. And it's from their album Violet, which I recently got on CD, so I have been listening to that. I love it so much. I'm so excited to be able to share it with my family and have them listen with me, whether they want to or not. So that's all I've got for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have, let me know if you know any of these songs, if you like any of them, or leave me some music recommendations based on what you're listening to. Thank you so much.